The Warriors have been out of the news for good reason, right? So I know Steph Curry came back, but they're still not who anybody thought they would be at this point in the season. But what has been trending on Twitter lately is what Steve Kerr said about Steph, saying he's the modern day Michael Jordan. I just want to know where you guys sit on this line. Is Steph Curry the modern day Michael Jordan? If it's not him, who else is it?
Steph Curry is a culture changing, game changing, singular talent in the NBA. He is an era defining talent.
Yo, welcome to another episode of I Got Next podcast, man. Episode 12, real Dwight Howard feeling type shit, whatever you want to name it. Of course, you got Jerry, Juju, my boy Tomer, man. How we guys doing today, man? How we doing?
Dwight Howard representative from Shanghai. That's what I'm doing right now for episode 12.
Big 12.
Hey, we straight, man. We straight. Excited to get this pod going, man. All-Star break's almost here. I know you and I are both hyped for that right now.
Yeah, it's kind of odd though. We're gonna be in Utah, so it's kind of like, yeah, but it's basketball. It's basketball. It's cool.
Hey, man.
Honestly, like if the hiking wasn't as good in Utah, I would not be as hyped as you guys.
Look, Jerry and I have watched some particularly bad basketball this year. Jerry more than myself. And so there's nothing more we want than a few days of unserious basketball and alley-oops and
Competency.
dunks and just bullshitting
Yes,
around.
man.
So low-key excited for that.
He's an all-star celebrity game. The Clippers need to sign Quavo immediately.
Not excited to not find any alcohol. But yeah.
Oh my god.
Well,
All right, let's get into this, Jerry.
yeah, man, we're just gonna jump straight in. So, actually, the first thing I want to discuss here is the Memphis Grizzlies, who've been on a tear lately. They're fighting for that tooth and nail for that one seed, right up there with the Denver Nuggets, sitting at 31-13. They have 11 straight wins right now, which is the longest active streak in the NBA currently. So, I really just want to ask, like, what's the ceiling for this team? Because obviously, we seen them get bounced last year to the Golden State Warriors. And it was kind of expected, especially once Ja went out. What's the ceiling for the Memphis Grizzlies this season?
So this is a weird thing, right? Because I think in the West, we're so used to dynastic behavior from that conference, right? So no matter how good Memphis Grizzlies, a Denver Nuggets would be from year to year, you would either expect the Spurs to go to the finals, then the Warriors. Before the Spurs, it was the Lakers, blah, 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 right? So it was like always very dynastic. The East, weirdly enough, even though it was the trash division for like a full decade and a half, outside of LeBron's Cavs was kind of, dicey with like who was going to go. Now, obviously, I believe the roles have switched where even though like the Bucks haven't been the most dominant team after their 9-0 start, they're the presumed favorite, them, the Celtics, right? So with relative vacancy in the West, where I don't think that the Warriors are going to go to the finals, honestly, I think the Memphis Grizzlies ceiling is an NBA championship. Same as the Denver Nuggets, same as whoever else is at the top. I would normally say the Suns, but those two right now, there is a vacancy in the West for a true like lock-in finals candidate. And once you're in the finals, all bets are off. Memphis Grizzlies right up there. Pelicans, Nuggets, Grizzlies, all right up there.
Julian, I know you're struggling to find the word, but the name is Sacramento Kings. Third seed Sacramento Kings.
God,
That's the team
I
you're
still
missing
don't
out on.
believe it.
Yeah,
I
that's
still
the team you're
don't
missing
believe
out on.
it. Well, so yeah, I mean, listen, as much as I'm struggling, Tomer, your preseason pick ended up being prophetic, and I can't like as much as I can say that I feel kind of dicey putting them up there. There's a legit vacancy. There's no dynasty behavior ruling the West right now, so it's wide open.
Right, yeah, and
So
I think the Grizzlies
Memphis is
look,
right up there with everyone else.
11 wins in a row is you can't deny that. That's pretty good. I think the Nuggets, if I'm not mistaken, are right behind them at 8 wins in a row. So there's a legit
Yep.
battle here going for the number one overall seed in the West.
Yep.
I mean, I think the only thing that's really stopped Memphis in the past is it's probably a little cliche, but I think experience and shooting might have played a bit of a factor. They've
Yeah,
been through the playoff battles. I think
yeah.
the shooting hasn't necessarily been cleaned up, but I don't think it's super. I guess it's situational. Like Desmond Bane's pretty good. Dylan Brooks can shoot the ball well. So I think you just need one or two guys to kind of get hot in a playoff series, and that can kind of change things. Last year they shot better than the Warriors from three in their postseason series, and the Warriors still won. So I think the Grizzlies are right there. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a finals run this year. They have all the tools, all the weapons, athleticism, defense. Jaren Jackson Jr. started the season what 20 games after everyone else and is leading the league in blocks. Like
Yep,
that's absurd.
yep,
So
yep.
so they really have all the pieces here. I think any team they match up with will be a problem. Uh, the Pelicans and Nuggets are two really interesting teams here in the West. The Kings are really making a name for themselves right now. So I'm curious to see how it plays out. I think there's still a lot of season to go. But Memphis is really shown out in this first half of the season.
I actually
Yeah,
think they're the most well-rounded of those teams that you mentioned too, Tomer.
they
Like,
got to.
if we're being honest,
Yeah, no, they got to be. Like, I'm right there with you guys. I think it is definitely finals or bust kind of mentality that they need to have for the rest of the season, right? Especially, I think Tomer hit it on the head with one of his points saying that it was just a lack of experience, not enough like time in big time games. But now they played those. They took their butt whoopings. It's like a little
hmm
brother. You take
hmm
your licks early until you
hmm
understand how shit works around the house. And
hmm
House Grizzlies should be right there at the top towards the end of the season, especially because everybody's just more mature, right? I think
well, yeah.
we're looking at John Morant now. Like, yeah, we know he could be the number one option on a championship team. Desmond Bain and Dylan Brooks look like very good supportive pieces, like franchise cornerstones, right? Two guys that that can hit the three and play insane defense. Especially Dylan Brooks, who just had a game-saving block on Darius Garland last night. That shit was absurd. Like he's just a physical specimen. Then, of course, Jaren Jackson's a big piece, but the whole depth of the team, they're deep. They're stacked. Conchard's a good piece. I really like that David Roddy dude because he just is built like a
hmm
linebacker, 6'4", 255. I like what they have going on in Memphis, like all facets of the court. Plus, Coach of the Year candidate should be Taylor Jenkins this year for sure, easily.
I think again, it's like y'all said, right? There's a moment when you have an exciting team and you can feel it when they turn from next year's gonna be great, and you can feel that moment turn into okay, now it's this year. There is no more next year. This is us now, right? And you felt that shift, and you feel it coming like during the Warriors loss. Throughout this season, they've been coming back with a vengeance. Talk about the Celtics, coming back this year with a vengeance. Same thing with the Grizzlies. The most recent time that I can remember it happening, like the most violent shift, was back when actually Philly with Ben Simmons and Joel, their first playoff run together, where everyone was just like, "Ooh, okay, now this year, there's no more next year. They are ready to win. Now they are ready to be a force in this conference." And I think we're seeing that from the Grizzlies. I think the only problem that I have, and it's going to be a bigger problem for very casual fans of the NBA, is that the Grizzlies aren't always nationally televised. The only highlights that anyone sees are Jaws, and maybe if like House of Highlights posts like Dylan Brooks's block on Darius Garland. So there's an aura that this is Ja and a bunch of scraps when it's not. Like they went I think 16-0 if I'm remembering last season without Ja. So this is a team ass team. This isn't like one of those situations where if you take Nikola Jokic off the Nuggets, they're in the lottery. You take Luka out of Dallas, they're in the lottery. This is a team. So more so, equally at least more so than any of the West. I think they're poised to take that crown.
You mentioned Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, so let's talk about him. Also 31 and 13, with obviously Nikola Jokic is the MVP frontrunner right now. I had Luca probably for a very long time, but it's kind of changing. It's changing hands like every month, right? Maybe next month we'll be talking about Joel if he keeps averaging around 35 to 40 points a game or whatever it is. So, one question that I really want to pose to you two: not even about their ceiling, because I think we could all agree that it's probably championship or bust for them as well. Hell, they're 31-13.
Hmm.
Is Nikola Jokic going to go down as the greatest foreign-born player in NBA history? Because he just broke who was it, Alex English's record for most assists in franchise history, which is like, damn, he's a
Right.
center and he's averaging damn near a triple double, 25 points, 12 rebounds, 9.9
Here's
assists. That's basic. Talk to me.
here's the problem. Here's the problem with that narrative. Um, Prior to 2011, 2011 was a magical year for Dallas, right? Like didn't see any of that coming. That was a true underdog story from the very freaking beginning, right? So prior to that, we were clowning on Dirk because we thought that he'd never win a chip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the only other player that I can think of that would necessarily be in front of Nikola outside of Dirk would be Giannis, unless you count like Hakeem as well, I suppose. Um, and then even like he went to school in Texas, so that kind of messes with my brain. Um, but so the only thing holding Nikola back is a championship, and for me right now, that is a legitimate question because you have a more technically well-rounded team, in my opinion, in the Grizzlies coming up. Steph Curry is going to bring a Warriors team near 500 every year that he plays until he retires. In my opinion, he has a very, you know, sustainable way of playing. And the Denver Nuggets have broken our hearts so many times already. I don't know. His stats would have to be so overwhelming that they eclipse Dirk's narrative, Giannis's dominance out east, and I don't know if he can do that.
Yeah, so I think we have to sort of relax with
Oh,
the
and Hakeem's two
championship.
championships. Sorry.
Yeah, I just think we have to kind of chill on the championships. I guess look, Dirk was goated before he won a championship. He was one of the best European players of all time. Continued to be one of the best even after winning a title. That only helped, I think, his legacy. But it's not like we questioned whether he was legit before that.
No,
And
no,
so I
not at
don't think,
all. But
only one team can win at the end of the year. There have been a lot of legends who've come through who haven't won a game, who haven't won a championship, and I think this the way we look at it now is if you don't win a championship, you're a failure, and I don't think that's right. Nikola Jokic has done a lot of fantastic things throughout the regular season. A lot of European guys have a lot of players have in general. I don't think we need to. I think Dirk will remain the greatest European player of all time just because of in talking to a lot of guys, just how he kind of um, paved the way for a lot of players internationally to believe that hey, we can actually make it here. And so I think it's hard to kind of surpass that this quickly. That being said, Jokic is pretty high up there. Embiid is pretty high up there. Giannis is pretty high up there. I don't know if a championship will change that, but I do know that those guys are all perfect,
well,
great players in their own right.
Tomer, I don't want to say that like I'm hating on Jokic because of a lack of winning or anything like that. My point is that when you get up on into the single digits of greatest of anything, you use every differentiator that you can,
Right,
right?
right.
Whether
Championships
it's
help for
ungodly
sure, and I
stats,
agree
and
with
one of
that.
those
Yeah.
stats, right? That's all that I'm saying. And right now, the gold standard for championships for foreign-born players and stats is probably going to be Hakeem, and then right neck and neck with him, if not behind with him, tied with him for narrative. Plus, he has a ring. Is Dirk. So, if we're going to put Nikola above those two, that's that's all that I'm saying. He either has
I
to
mean,
be statistically
right.
overwhelming, or he has to be either statistically overwhelming, win a ring or two, or both to surpass both guys slash Dirk's narrative. Right
So
now,
so so.
I'd still put him at like 4 or 5 ish, something all time
Right.
already.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong.
I
But
mean,
If you're going to include
the narrative that
go ahead.
go ahead.
I was going to say if
Oh
you're
no,
going to
I was just gonna say
include
the whole.
all you Jay, all you Jay, all you. I'm done. I'll say it after.
I'll
Okay.
fight both of you.
No, I mean, I think Jokic has a good shot. Like to when it's all said and done, when his career is over, there's definitely going to be plenty of accolades that he probably racks up between now and then, right? I mean, hell, the guy might win his third MVP potentially in a row, which has only been done by Russell Wilson and like Larry Bird or something like that. So putting that into the atmosphere, and also that he is a threat to win a championship probably over the next, let's say 4 to 5 seasons or so, because Jamal Murray's young, Michael Porter Jordan, Michael Porter Jr. is as well. They have good pieces, KCP, all those guys. It's realistic. But what kind of gets me about this talk is impact too. And yes, Jokic has his handprints all over that damn ball in Denver. I get it. But I do like what Akeem was able to do for that Rockets team. Obviously, I get it. Jordan took off those 2 seasons. That's the only reason why Akeem won a championship, blah, 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 whatever. But
He still
both
won.
sides,
He still beat
yeah,
Shaq and Penny.
exactly.
What are we
Like on
doing
both
here?
sides of the ball, Hakeem was the most dominant player, probably at the center position. Certainly the most skilled too. I think up until maybe a guy like Jokic. But I don't think Hakeem gets a lot of credit for, obviously his offensive game, the array of moves that he has all over the court. If he played in today's NBA, Hakeem will probably be stepping out and hitting threes as well, or doing similar things. I feel like he was that talented, and obviously he is a better defensive player. I love a two-way guy. So in terms of impact and stats and how the resume looks, it's still Hakeem for me right now. Foreign born, European born. Yes, it is Dirk, but I think Jokic does have a good chance to actually catch up, especially if he wins a championship because he already
He has
has one.
he wins a third MVP in a row, especially, and then caps it off with a ring. He's right up there with
So,
those two.
so here's what I wanted to ask though. The accolade game. This is why I don't want to put too much into it, because like we don't talk about Pau Gasol enough as one of the international greats. I don't think we do. And this guy has
That's true.
on top of the championships that he has in the NBA, he has a FIBA World Cup MVP. He was a Rookie of the Year. He has 2 silver medals, 1 bronze medal in the Olympics, 1 World Cup gold, 3 Eurobasket golds. Like this guy was an insane European player. Like we don't talk about him enough as an international kind of goat. And I think that's where I'm kind of like the accolades. They do play a part. I just think we have to not make that the end all be all kind of thing.
I again, we're not talking about like remembering a foreign player, right? Believe me, I'm a Nets fan. Drazen Petrovic for me is the third greatest net ever, right? Like part of his narrative, part of his part in bringing the international game. Like as a fan, like I love Drazen Petrovic. But the reason why most NBA fans forget about Drazen Petrovic is because he wasn't, you know, accoladed. You know what I mean? So we're talking about immortalization at the
You think
top of
Jokic
this
won't be
Mount
remembered as
Rushmore.
much if Jokic doesn't win a title?
I think that if we argue for number one all time, that's what we're talking about, right? If we're
Number
talking
one
about number one all
international all
time,
time.
I do think that, yeah, number one all time internationally, right? If he doesn't win a title, I do think that that is a knock against him, yes. As opposed to like Dirk and Hakeem, we're talking about those two. That's our gold standard. That's who he has to pass. So I do think that a title, or if he has multiple MVP years, like a bunch of MVPs, then yeah, that's another thing too. But right now, the most efficient way to get to that tier is to win a title.
Okay. Well, let's switch gears here a little bit. We're going to stay on Jokic, but we're going to focus on that accolade. We're going to focus on that MVP award. Is he your front runner right now? Is he the guy
Yes.
that's leading this race?
Yes.
Same for you, Tommy? Okay.
Yeah,
Just really
Yes.
want to
100%.
Yes.
get that, see how you guys feel, check the
I
temperature of
feel
the
like
room.
I feel like
The
Jokic is the
only
anti-Russ, because the Nuggets are 14-0 when he gets a triple double, which feels like the anti-Russ type of
right.
stat.
So
Yeah.
the thing with Jokic is that he is I have a hatred for empty stats, right? Like we talk about championships and wins like that they're this overrated thing now. And believe me, I think that they are. For me, LeBron James is my goat, and it don't matter that he doesn't have 6 rings, right? But stats are stats are stats are stats. I don't think that Anthony Davis is going to be remembered in the same tier as certain levels of dudes for me because as godly as the stats were, they didn't lead to measurable wins outside of that championship in 2020, right? So Jokic has combined ungodly stats with insane wins. Like he has proven the validity of the stats that he has. There's no padding. He is legitimately the engine of a winning offense, of a winning team. So that's like if you want go backtracking, if you want that to be Jokic's narrative, that's going to be Jokic's narrative in the all-time greatest foreign player discussion. Probably the most efficient, single most important player internationally to a team in the NBA
Well,
statistically.
I tell you what, we're gonna take a little game break from all this, heavy talk about international players and MVPs and so on and so forth. We're gonna play a little game. So obviously, Nikola Jokic is probably maybe the best passing big man of all time, potentially. I like Arvydas Sabonis personally and Bill Walton. They have some nice passing highlights, whatever. But we're gonna play a game to see if you two can name the top 5 centers with the most assists of all time. So
Top 5 centers with the
I'll
most
give you
Okay.
10
assists.
guesses. Actually, you know what? I'll be generous. I'll give you 12 guesses. Since it's the 12th episode, I'll give you 12 guesses. To give me the
Jerry,
top
is this,
I
five.
guess 5.
Jerry, is this going back to like the beginning of the NBA?
Since the beginning of the NBA.
Tomer, I feel like Wilt is on here.
Did he do much passing? Man, averaged 50
Dude,
points.
no, I know, dude, but there was like a double digit number of seasons where like people said that this is a narrative about Wilt. Like people said that he didn't pass enough one year, spent the next few seasons like averaging damn near double digit assists. Dead ass.
You can guess
I have a feeling
Wilt.
he's on there.
I don't think I'm gonna look up his stats. You can guess Wilt, but I don't think he's on there. But let's go for it.
You're going Will?
I mean, we have 7 guesses to burn. We have 7 guesses, like free guesses to burn. Yeah, I'll go Wilt.
Will Chamberlain is number 2 on this list.
I said
Very
NBA
nice.
history,
Very
baby.
nice. Okay, interesting. Okay,
Um,
so if Wilt's on there, is Kareem on there?
is Bill Walton on there? Do you think, Tamer?
Kareem played. Well, Bill could be. Yeah, Bill could be. Yeah, Bill could be. I also think Kareem played a long
Dude,
time. He could be on there as well.
he played a very long time. I could see Kareem being on there just out of length alone. That wasn't his game, but he could have been on there. Guess Kareem.
Let's go
Kareem?
Kareem. Yeah.
Kareem is number 1 on this list.
There we
Number
go.
1. Wow. Interesting.
Damn, he played a long time.
Yeah. Be number 1.
Um,
Can
Number 1.
I ask how many
He
do
has
assists
we
Kareem
think that?
had?
5,660.
Jokic is 2,000 behind
Wilt
him.
Wilt had 4,643.
I have a feeling Jokic is already on this list, Tamer. I have a feeling Jokic is already on this list.
Let's guess Jokic. Why not?
Jokic.
Jokic is number 7 on this list right now.
Damn it. Okay, he hasn't played long enough. That's okay.
Bill, did Bill play long
Um,
enough?
I don't know because he was MVP in like year 3, and that's when they won the championship. But then he went down immediately after. Um, I want to say
I
I
want to
want
say
to put
Pau
Arvidas.
Gasol, actually.
Put a Pau. Okay, we can put
I
a
think
Pau
so. Played a long time.
at the power forward though.
Let's see.
Was he not center?
I
Does he
feel.
count as a center,
I
Jerry?
think he. I think he was a 4. Like historically, I remember in Memphis he was a 4.
Was he a center or
So,
was he a power forward?
are you guessing
Jerry.
Pal?
If he's defined as a center, if not, then no. I don't want. He's obviously not a center.
I can't really give you that information, sir.
He's deadpanning as hell right now. Again, hey, guess Pau. Let's guess Pau. Let's
Pau,
put Pau
sure.
up there. Pau.
Pau Gasol is 19th on this list.
Okay.
Damn, that low?
Tomer, why don't we let's put up Arvidas. Let's put up Arvidas
Go for
Sabonis.
it.
Arvidas Sabonis.
When I was looking at this list, I would have guessed the same thing. And then I realized he didn't play that long in the NBA. He's not on
Really?
this list at all right now. I don't see.
Damn. Okay, we're getting into I don't know. We're getting into like really niche territory. Do you think
Karl
Bill
Malone
was
played
on
a
this
long
list
time.
somewhere? He was a power forward. They had Greg Ostertag.
Okay.
Um,
Who'd you say?
do we think Bill was on? Do we think Bill was on this list?
Bill who? Walton?
Russell.
Oh, Bill
Russell.
Russell.
Both Bills, I guess. Yeah. Russell and Walton.
Yeah, I mean, might as well have to good try. Both of them are good tries.
What do
Both
you think?
Bills.
Both Bills. So Bill Russell he's actually number 3. So you got your top 3 rounded out. Bill Walton is
Okay.
not.
Damn. Where is he at on the list? He's not on there?
Uh,
Okay, so this is a longevity game then. Outside of Wilt, this is a longevity game.
Shaq played a long time. Didn't pass much,
Shaq
but
is
did
11th
play a
on
long
this
time.
list.
Wow.
Damn. How many more guesses do we have, Jerry?
I'm about to count you up right now. Give me a sec. Let's
Probably like
see.
4.
I'm really worried.
1,
4 to get
2,
2.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 4 more guesses to get 2 more
Okay.
names.
Okay. Did Ewing play long enough?
I don't
Tamer?
think so.
I had 85 draft to like the early 2000s.
It's a good try. Again, longevity is a big thing here.
Yeah. But then at that point, maybe is Duncan a 4 or a 5, do you think?
4. 4.
4. Okay.
What about Marcus?
Well then
Did he play long enough? He was diamond in
I don't
Memphis
think he
for a
I
while.
don't
No?
I don't think he played at a high level long enough. Um uh So my immediate 2 thoughts are Patrick Ewing because he played like 15, 16, 17 seasons, and then Hakeem himself
How long did Hakeem play?
because he also played like played at least until Toronto, so that's like 13, 14, 15, something like that. It's not long.
2 good guesses, honestly. Yeah, I was thinking Ewing, and yeah, that's a good one. Let's try that.
Let's guess Ewing first since we agree on him. Ewing.
No, nope, he's not there. He's
He's
too
not on
far
there.
down the list.
Ewing's literally second to last on this list in front of me.
What list is it, like top 25 all time?
I think they have
Jesus.
the top 25 on here. Ewing is
Top 25.
24.
Okay. Random name just came to my mind, Tomer.
3 guesses.
Wes Unseld. What do you think? Because he was like the inventor of like the outlet pass. Like that was
Yeah.
his baby.
He played long enough?
He
I
rookie year
can't.
in
I don't know.
'68. Rookie year in '68. Retired in the '80s.
Worth a try. No one else coming to me.
Well, at that point too. Then we also have Jerry Lucas. We have
Are we not talking
oh
about
God,
Kevin
what's his
McHale
name?
or Robert
Willis
Parrish
Reed.
enough? Do they need to be mentioned too?
I feel like Kevin McHale. I don't know about Robert Parrish. I feel like Kevin McHale was like his thing was post moves.
They just
So
played
he
so
wouldn't
long though.
have. I would say if we're gonna guess one of them, I would say guess Robert Parrish because he wasn't the scorer. Kevin McHale was like the big post scorer. If you're gonna guess one, guess Robert Parrish.
I'm not confident in it at all though.
Yeah,
I'm really not.
Come on, fellas. Let's
Who
do
the
it.
other? God, if Moses played long enough, that would be a pretty good guess. See, the thing is, a lot of center. I feel like there's a big drop off here that we're not seeing.
Let me see if Tim Duncan's
Jokic, you said
qualifying
was
to play.
7th on this list, Jerry.
Jokic is 7th, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna throw I'm just gonna throw Hakeem out there, Tamer. I'm gonna throw him out there.
Hakeem is one space ahead of Shaq. He's 10th on this list.
Damn it! Okay, we have to guess 100%. I think we just have to just throw whatever we can. Was Detlef Schrempf wasn't a center?
Two moments.
Can I ask? Can I ask how many assists number 5 has?
Player number 5 has 3,822.
Yeah, he's right ahead of Jokic. Like there's like 1,000 assist drop off.
So I'm really just debating whether
Who are you thinking?
Tim Duncan counts as a center, because he played a long time.
I
And if
would
he,
say put him up as a center. Put him up as a center. Do it. Let's do it. I'm down.
let's go Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan is 23rd on this list.
Damn it. All right, that's it. That's all our guesses. Like we can't
Yeah.
get
Oh,
5.
he must have been power forward half his career. That's what it is.
Yeah, is what I'm thinking.
So
Who are the other two?
Julian said one of them, and Wes Unseld. You should have threw it out there.
Damn it! I should have followed my instincts. Damn
And
it!
the one that I knew that you guys probably wouldn't get is Alvin Adams.
What the hell?
Such a random name to float out there. I know.
Alvin
Alvin Adams.
Well, I mean, like with centers and assists, it's like guards with blocks. You're gonna get like one rando in the top 5. You know what I mean? So, all right, I'm not mad about that. We got like the big obvious ones. That's okay.
I think you guys kind of beasted it. Like you got the top 3. You got the three highest ones. Jokic will probably end up being number 1 over time.
That's actually surprising that he hasn't already gotten there.
Yo,
because my man is putting up like 9, 10 every night.
4,200 career assists, man. But he played half his career as a power forward.
That sucks. That's painful.
All right. You know, let's stick with the center theme. You know, I'm feeling
Gary screwed us.
Yeah, I did kind of, but I'm feeling big down low. You know, like this whole episode it's like this is a big podcast. You know, so from one great center in Jokic to another one in Joel Embiid, who's had now, let's see, eight 40-point games, 6 straight 30 points or more games. So what I want to ask is about the Sixers mainly, though. How are you feeling about after watching them? James Harden came back, obviously, maybe a month ago. He looks good some nights. Some nights he's dropping 6 points. Trust me, my parlays feel it every week, damn near. How are we feeling about the Sixers as a title contender at this moment?
I personally feel pretty good about them. But Milwaukee's kind of dropped off since their 9-0 start. Boston again has been solid, but I don't think they've kind of slowed down a bit. Again, 33 and 12 is still a really good record. But Philly is right there, about 4 games behind them, and they've dealt with a massive amount of injuries. With Maxey being out, Harden being out, and Embiid sometimes being nicked up. So I like it. I like where Philly's at right now. You just need to get to the playoffs healthy, and matchup wise, if it works, you can make some noise. I like it.
I mean, that's not really what we're talking about, though, right? We're not talking about matchups or like on paper, because on paper they're as talented as any team in the league. I
I
think
feel
the
confident
more
about the Sixers as title contenders. I like what I'm saying
okay,
in general. No matchup,
I like.
none of that stuff. I feel confident about them.
I think that the Sixers, outside of Tyrese Maxey's incredible development, have not done their damn due diligence for building properly around Joel Embiid. Um, I like at this point every single star that they have placed him with, and I guess it's just 2 at this point. 3 with Jimmy Butler. I think their best shot actually was probably with Jimmy Butler on the roster. Jimmy Butler with his more mature Joel Embiid would be absolutely bananas. But with the trouble with the Sixers is that they're going to be good every single year on paper because of Embiid. On his shoulders, they're going to look like a title contender nearly every night. But the problem is, I don't. I think this is one team where it'll work better to have one megastar with a bunch of smaller stars surrounding him. I don't think that this is a team for big 3. I think this is a team for Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, an amazing pass first passing point guard. Which
You
I
literally just
think
described the
Harden is.
Sixers, though.
No, no,
one
no, no, no,
mega
no, no,
star
no,
in
no, no, no,
Joel
no, no.
Embiid, mini stars in Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey around him, and a pass first point guard in James Harden. You just
Nope,
described the
nope, nope,
Sixers.
nope, 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 because that's not what James Harden is.
That's
He
what he's
is
been.
a no, that's what he's trying to be. But he's already said in interviews that he's having trouble adjusting to the role. And
I
he's
mean, if
already
having
had
trouble
like these
adjusting
sorts
to the
of
role,
troubles before.
uh-huh.
That so that's my doubt. James Harden is my doubt. Like as big of a star as he is, I don't think that it is the dumbest discussion after seeing a bunch of big stars flame out because they couldn't fit like a role that they wanted when they didn't have control of their own offense as much as they wanted. I think this is a fair discussion to have about James Harden and about how
So
he might, weirdly enough, be holding Philly back.
so what do you when you talk about James as a point guard, are you looking at stats? Are you looking at how he's playing? Are you looking at what are you looking at when you're saying he's not a point guard? Because he's been listed as a point guard for 3 years. He started at point guard. He's averaging
Okay,
10 points assists the last 3 years. So what are you looking at when you're saying that?
I'm looking at a point guard in the way that I look at a Malcolm Brogdon as a point guard. That's what Joel Embiid needs. Or if anything else, if you want to get as ball dominant as possible, as traditional a point guard as possible, like a Chris Paul or something like that. Like the uttermost upper level, upper limit of what that point guard is. Hopefully one that can facilitate a faster offense than what James Harden is currently generating right now. When he was in Houston, awesome scoring offense, mostly on three volume. Because when you have a James Harden offense, that ball is in his hands for 23 out of 24 seconds. Same, that's what it is. I think Joel Embiid would do better with a less talented but more facilitatively driven point guard mentally.
You know, I
That's
I got I got to give some pushback here. Like in Houston, the ball was in his hands a lot, but it was also surrounded with shooters, right? Like it's not like the ball was sticking in his hands the entire possession. If we're being honest, if we think back to those Houston squads, especially when CP got there, I do think that James Harden in Philadelphia, yes, I do know the interviews that you're talking about. He has admitted like it is tough to, especially when it's a center. It's not another like ball dominant player like a Kyrie or a KD or a Russ, right? It's a big man where the ball stops whenever you give it to him down low, right? Everything, the pace slows down. That's why half court offense has to be damn near perfect, especially when you're playing with the Joel Embiid. But saying all that, they have played spectacularly well, especially given the fact that they're streaking now and Joel is still getting 30 plus points every single night. James Harden, yes, he is a little inconsistent in my opinion, but I think he does play his role pretty well most nights. Probably 6 out of 10 games, I feel like I'm getting a good version of James Harden that can give me 15 to 25 points, around 10 assists a game, because that's the type of player he is. I do like Philadelphia's odds to come out the East as well. I think they're just as talented on paper, like you mentioned, as any of the other teams. I do feel like they have that potential to get there, especially if they're playing out now how they will in the postseason. That would be something to watch. So my next follow up question, really, what can we expect out of James Harden come postseason time? Because we all know that the man does disappear on some big stages. When Chris Paul got hurt in 2018, I was thinking that James Harden could have closed out the Warriors himself because he was playing well when CP was there. Those last 2 or 3 games when CP was out, James Harden reverted back to 2012 finals James Harden that was barely even shooting the ball for OKC.
well,
What
so
kind of
that
what kind of version of James Harden do you think we would get in the postseason?
well, with any luck, this is what I'm worried about because like I'm not worried about Philly playing right now. You're asking me if I have doubts about them as a championship contender. I just voiced my doubts. Okay. So when we're talking about crunch time in the playoffs, that is the James Harden that I am worrying about. Because if you have ill-defined roles on a team, you turn James Harden into an inefficient player that's lost his legs. That's what he did against the Spurs. That's what he did against the Warriors. He just ran out of steam. His steam is sitting right there on the left block, ready to go. So what I expect to see from him in the playoffs is a dip in points, spike in assists. Because the game slows down, Embiid can make his free throws, and the shorter misses mean more rebounds and potential possessions for the Sixers. So what I'm hoping for with the playoffs, lower scoring, more assists, higher pace.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the questions on Harden in the playoffs are somewhat fair. I mean he puts up numbers, but to kind of go along with Julian said earlier, I don't want to call them empty stats, but he does it at a pretty high volume of shots, and so like, and that's not something unusual. You do see percentages drop in the playoffs, and I think the playoffs are just a good test to see where they're at. Like I think
Because there's actually
roster
defense
wise,
being
they're
played, right?
yeah,
Right.
they're built for the playoffs in my opinion, but I think there are very fair questions like some of what Julian mentioned about how Harden can get it done and Embiid can get it done. I don't think there's too much too many questions around Embiid. I think that the biggest thing will
No,
come when teams start doubling him, um, and they start blitzing Harden, and how the Sixers kind of react from there. Can Tobias be that knockdown shooter? Can Tyrese Maxey create plays out of those breakdowns? So, um, Julian, you made a
that's
face. Do you think there's questions around Embiid?
no, 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 no,
No.
no, no. Like that. What I was saying was that like I don't have questions about Embiid. My questions around Harden are how is he going to react to running out of gas and teams playing defense on him? Is he going
Yeah,
to try to hero ball his way out,
yeah,
or is he going
yeah.
to recognize, hey, I have a better player that's 10 feet away?
And I think he's adjusting to that though. That's
So,
Okay,
kind of the point that I'm
yeah.
making.
that's
About a
fine.
month when he came back a month ago, I really feel like his game has changed. We're not seeing that
Okay,
same little dribble, 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 ISO bullshit that he's been known for,
So it'll
especially in
be
his tenure in Houston. I feel
okay,
pretty comfortable about his development going into this postseason.
but I do think it'll be interesting to see
that's
how
fine
the
then.
Sixers react to um, defenses blitzing Harden once he passes half court, making Tobias, making Maxi create, Joel not settling for jumpers just because he has a little bit of space. Those are all things that we'll have to watch. So I think those are related to Harden, but those are all all kind of
I actually
correlate.
think Joel has fixed that issue a whole lot, like the jumper thing.
Really, since
Joel's
Steph
gotten
In the
there
playoffs, when you get
in
tired
in,
legs,
in the playoffs. Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fair.
we'll see.
One interesting stat that I want to bring up to you guys because my whole thing is like team wide efficiency, offensive pace, that kind of stuff, right? Philly is efficient, but they are, even with all of their scorers and with all of the options that they have, they are 26th in the league in pace, in speed of how they play the game.
And that's what happens when you have a ball dominant center, though, right? The game does slow down.
Right, but in my mind, a faster offense surrounding that would be even more efficient to where they'd still be what, somewhere
I
in
don't
the
think you're
mid
utilizing Embiid
teens.
properly if you're playing faster at that point. Embiid, I think,
Yeah.
is best in a half
Not
court
necessarily.
setting.
It's a
When they're
different
off
way to use the center.
So actually, funny. We actually just had the Sixers in town the other day, and I asked Tobias and Maxey about this, and they said basically how they're staggering their stars right now is Harden and Embiid play together, and then Maxey and Tobias play together. And he said that in those minutes without Embiid and Harden, they have to play faster. They have to get stops, rebound, and run. He's like, because if we don't run, it's over for us. That's what Tobias said.
Yeah.
So when they're off the court, at least when Embiid is off the court, I understand playing faster. When he's out there, I think you'd be misusing him if you're trying to push too much in transition and make
Yeah.
him more of a
I'm
step
not. I'm
This
not.
transition
I'm not.
guy.
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about transition. I'm talking about getting more efficient shots with
And
time
you're saying
left
by
on the
playing
clock.
faster, you do that. You're saying
I mean,
yeah.
right, right, but I'm not saying like jump out on the break. There are more ways to play fast than jumping out on the break.
right,
I'm
right.
just
Oh
saying
yeah.
it shouldn't take them 22 seconds to get a look with a point guard that good and with scoring options that plenty. That's my point.
I mean, I get it, but when you have
That's
that
what
type
troubles me.
of well, when you have a talent like that on the block, you have to play to his strengths. Not now, James Harden. We all know what James Harden can do if he gets loose. Like the guy carried a team for years, right? But that's not the focal point of the offense. That's not the guy I'm looking at to create every single opportunity. He's going to definitely help take some pressure off Embiid, which he's done since he's been there. But Embiid playing down low, the game running through him is what we need to see. So yeah, it's going to be slower. It's probably going to be less fun to watch for the casual fans. But when it goes through him and he can make a play, whether that's passing out or whatever that might be, that's what I got to go with. You know?
And I actually do like them using a good chunk of the shot clock. I know I like them using a
It's not
full.
popular there.
Yeah, I like them milking it and making the most of their offensive possessions. So I don't mind that
All
with
right.
their kind of offense.
All right.
All right. Moving on to that, our last long form topic here. Since Tomer actually mentioned it before we started the episode, the Thunder are tied with the Clippers for that A spot. And don't worry, I'm not going to pick on the Clips. Not this week. I want to talk more about OKC because they are the youngest team in the league, but they have a top 10 defense, which is kind of crazy. I think the average age out there is 23.4. Obviously, we know the headline guys, right? SGA, Josh Giddey. The team is super young. Obviously, Chet Holmgren goes out early in the year, so we're expecting to see him, but he's not here. But still, they're fighting for a playing spot and could potentially make the playoffs, especially with the bottom of the West is kind of shaky, right? We see how the Clips have been acting, but it's interesting to me how they are this good when this might be a little ahead of schedule for Sam Presti, right? So my question, I mentioned the age, I mentioned the two key guys, and obviously Chet will come back. Is this the brightest young core in the NBA? Like, do they have the brightest?
Easily. Easily. We're not even mentioning my actual favorite name of the Thunder is Lou Dort. I love Lou Dort. He's an incredible 3 and D player. And in my mind, he has the energy of a point guard, but I don't I forget that he's a 3. So when you have a starting lineup like the Thunder, and it's so switchable, and with Chet's length and like relative agility, um, and like mentality to get after it, even when they put in a true center like him into the game, it's still going to be relatively very switchable. Not surprised about that defense easily. Shea is going to be an all-star this year. Josh Giddey is shaping up to at least be a top-tier stat stuffer, if not like
He's the best playmaker on the team.
exactly. So if not an all-star, then that. So absolutely, best young core in the NBA even before this season. Because I would have still put their young core of multiple talents against any young core in the league. So without a doubt, eighth seed, yes,
Tomer?
yes.
I'm trying to think of best young cores in the NBA.
Do Jalen
I
Brown and
really,
Jason Tatum count anymore? I don't think that they do.
They've been
yeah,
in the league 5 to 6 years now.
I'm debating whether to include them. I feel like the Magic
Memphis,
have
maybe.
some decent pieces in like Franz and Paolo. That they're still raw though.
It's Paolo.
Memphis, huh?
Yeah.
It's
Franz is
Paolo.
nice, man. I like
Franz is
Franz's
nice.
game.
Franz is nice, but like
Bro, they call him fourth quarter Franz, bro. He's like one of the top 10 scorers in the fourth quarter. Come on, put some
I
respect on
understand,
this
but
guy's name.
we know that it's Paolo. I think I forgot the Pistons. I'll put the Pistons up there like in a vacuum, like if I'm just looking at like their stat sheets or something like that. Like
Yeah,
Sadiq
I
Bey,
think
And
Cade.
OKC's up there. I think the Thunder are up there. I would say
But
I'll just give him number one. Let's give him some love right now.
for
I
for
mean,
me, for me, end to end, I do think that they are. They
yeah,
have
you
playing
that.
out
know,
of their minds right now. I mean, Shea's been
it's
really good, but it
crazy.
goes with everyone. So
This could change so fast next year, right? Because and also the Thunder do have 11 first-round picks through 2026, but this could change so fast if Wembanyama lands in Charlotte, if Wembanyama lands in Houston, or any of these younger teams. Hell, it could be OKC. I don't know. It could be New Orleans.
If they put up an insane package, like they possibly could,
it's probably
I wouldn't be the most surprised person on the planet.
it's probably safe to say that any team Wembanyama goes to will have the most intriguing young core because that team will already have an
For sure.
established kind of young guy in either Cade or Lamelo or whatever. Can you imagine like a Shingun and Wembanyama? There's just so many possibilities.
Oh,
It's
oh,
really cool.
a
Yeah,
Chengun and Wembenyama with Green. Ooh,
that's
All
and
nice.
right.
Jabari Smith.
Um,
Oof.
yeah,
Oh,
okay,
I like
OKC. I kind of have talked with some of the guys that I cover the Clippers with, but maybe OKC should push for it. I don't know if they should do that. One of my friends has been saying that OKC should just push for making an actual playoff spot this year, making a trade at the deadline, trading some of their assets, because eventually you do have to cash in if you're OKC. You can't keep drafting people. Shea is slowly getting out of their timeline, even though he's fantastic,
Yeah,
and so I think you do have to start cashing
yeah.
in on some of these picks, these players, and make a push to the playoffs.
We have been saying that year to year, though. At some
Well,
point,
I think
OKC
this is
has
the
to
year though.
cash
Like
in.
That's
they,
why we
you know,
always attack Sam
but
Presti, right? We've been
That's
saying for
true.
years Sam
they've
Presti
always
needs to
been a
be stopped.
they've always been a bottom
Sam
three team. They've always been a bottom three team. Now they're
Sam
actually in
Presti's
the
a
playoff
goddamn
race.
menace. But yeah, I do think with this eighth seed push, and even from the beginning, they were like the 10th seed for a while there, but you know, they were still like just a couple games under 500. So they've been at the door since game one.
The, the,
So
Yeah,
the
I'm not the
Thunder
most
are not
surprised.
the Thunder are a game out of a playoff spot, not a play-in spot, a playoff spot. Like
Playoff spot.
trade for I don't know, some, I don't know Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam. I don't know. There's guys out there that could help you. I think so. I think like
that's hey,
it might be time. It might be time.
Spicy P would be a fit. That'd be a fun fit.
Be nice.
next up, we're gonna push past this stuff. I think we had a lot of really good conversations. Now we're gonna go into straight up just opinionated things real quick before we even jump into our games.
Oh Jesus,
So
Tomer and I are gonna kill each other.
obviously, yeah, probably that's kind of the goal here. The Warriors have been out of the news for good reason, right? So I know Steph Curry came back, but they're still not who anybody thought they would be at this point in the season. But what has been trending on Twitter lately is what Steve Kerr said about Steph, saying he's the modern day Michael Jordan. Obviously, you know that enrages everybody. But I just want to know where you guys sit on this line. Is Steph Curry the modern day Michael Jordan? If it's not him, who else is it? I need this to be quick though. I don't need long-winded responses. I just want to hear a couple words, and that's it.
I
You
see
you
Steve
said
Kerr's point. I see
sorry.
Steve Kerr's point.
I see it.
I
I
do.
see it. Yeah, I see it.
Like he's it's not like 5 6 rings, 5 MVPs, Michael Jordan. Shut up. Steph Curry is a culture changing, game changing, like singular talent in the NBA. He is an era defining talent. So if you want to say that, I can see Steve Kerr's point.
So
Absolutely.
over the last decade or so, Steph Curry is the modern day Michael Jordan. Over the last decade.
If it's not LeBron James, it's Steph Curry. Yeah. And
I
Yeah.
honestly, the way that kids are like shooting in the playground nowadays from half court all the time, that's that's what MJ did to people.
okay.
That's Steph.
Hey, oh, Tomer,
Jerry's about.
you agree?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tomer's not.
I said I agree. Like there's no disagreement there. I mean, the guys changed the
Yeah,
way the game
Oh,
is played right now,
yeah.
top to bottom.
yeah.
Like
Talk to us, Jerry.
professional all the
Hey,
way down to like the playground. It's changed.
You don't have
yeah.
Trey Young without Steph Curry. Just like you don't have. This is gonna sound like a bad comparison. Just like you don't have Jerry Stackhouse if not for Michael Jordan.
That's so
Okay,
No, I
let's
just
moving
or
on.
or Vince without Michael Jordan. I do think that like MJ influenced a lot of those players, like those
look.
ISO wings.
I would just say this. I do agree if it's not Steph, it'd be LeBron, or if it's not LeBron, it'd be Steph. Because for me,
Right.
it's gonna be LeBron because of the model of consistency for over that whole entire decade, right? Like getting to the finals every single year is something to talk about, right? I do understand the impact of Steph's game from
Yes.
transforming everything into a 3 point shooting league. I get the
Yes.
impact thing, the cultural aspect of the game is different. We value offense. The ref the game differently now. Everything's changed up, right? Especially with we want to sell tickets. For the NBA, we're worried about selling tickets. We're not even
Yes.
really so much worried about the competition that's going out. We want to see Kyrie Irving and Steph and Dame and Trey Young and all these guys pull up from the parking lot or just some crazy offensive player, flashy pass from Jokic to Luca or whoever. I get it. But in terms of like on court production, in terms of just consistency throughout all these years, I'm taking LeBron. That'd be my modern day MJ, yes, over Steph. But if it's not going to be LeBron, we can talk about Steph for sure.
Well, the only reason why is because of that impact. It's the impact mixed with the on-court excellence. Because while LeBron did have that decade of reaching the finals every year, Steph at least, had a level of that too. He did win 4
Yeah,
rings in that
for
time.
sure.
So like on court to go head to head, where Steph edges LeBron out of my mind is because you have kids wearing Under Armour basketball sneakers. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Under Armour makes good sneakers now and is a rival to Nike, and Adidas is basically dead in the water sneaker wise, culture wise, after the Ultra Boost went out. So that doesn't happen without Steph. Steph changed that. So
I would say,
Shout out.
like you're right. You're right about that. But guys do come into the league wanting to, if they stat pad or if they're 6'8", obviously, when Ben Simmons came into the league, people were dubbing him the next LeBron. If there's a
right,
6'8" guy that
right,
comes in with vision, like a Cade Cunningham or anybody
right.
of that mold, we do
That's fair.
say, oh, that's LeBron like, or whatever. The shooting aspect of things in the sneaker game has definitely changed because of Steph. But LeBron's impact on Nike is obviously undeniable, even more
Right,
so
no,
than
no, that's a thing. That's a thing too. But like, we have an entire game changing thing. Like for 2 decades after MJ, you had MJ clones, hyper athletic wings that knew how to score, and that's what they did, right? That's how you get your Grant Hills. That's how you get your Kobe's. Honestly, outside of the handles, replace like vertical with handles. That's how you have AI. That's how you have Vince. That's how you have all these different people. So
The
that's MJ.
the one point I do
So
want to
yeah,
make
Steph and LeBron are right there.
to Jerry's credit though, when you do look at players you want to build your team around, you look at LeBron archetypes. Like you look at
Well,
that kind
yeah,
of
yeah. Oh
wing
yeah,
guy. You
absolutely.
don't look at a point guard or a guard that can shoot threes. So um, l-
No,
I think there's definitely a case for both of them, LeBron and Steph. I think they're both game changers. Um, if we had to pick one for now, I mean the modern one, I would have to say Steph. LeBron's my favorite player, but I would have to say Steph. But there's definitely a case for both of them, for sure.
yeah. It from like I'm right in step with Tomer. Tomer's right
Okay,
there.
I'm with it. I'm not mad. All
LeBron's
right.
my goat. This isn't a knock on LeBron. LeBron's my goat.
Same.
Like that's a real thing.
Well, we're playing in this Warriors fandom land, man. The other day on social media, I also seen Draymond saying that he'd take his big three over anybody, as he should, right? As he should. So I want to find your guys' line with some of the replies that I've seen within this tweet, within this thread. So yeah, this is where things get fun, you know. You gotta love social media, bro. All right, Worthy, Magic, and Kareem. You taking
God
that big
damn it.
three, or you taking the Warriors?
I'm taking the Lakers big three.
Showtime, baby. Jew, come on, Jew. Talk to me. Talk to me,
I
baby.
It has to be the Lakers. It's Kareem and Magic. It can be
Oh,
Kareem, Magic, and whoever the hell you want else. It's Kareem and Magic.
don't disrespect Worthy like that, man. Come on.
No,
Come
I
on, man.
know, I know, I know, but
That man
Kareem
said
and
whoever
Magic
you.
are like
That was so disrespectful.
That man said Kareem,
no.
Magic,
Bro,
and
Hey,
Michael
seriously,
Cooper, and we're still taking it.
seriously, no disrespect to Big Game James, but Kareem and Magic are so freaking good. You can pair them with any.
Bro, so is James Worthy, man. Come on now.
Hall of Famer, man.
Come
All
on.
right,
No,
That
moving
Hall of
was
Famer.
good. Come on,
moving
man.
on.
We'll have a separate thing. We'll have a separate thing.
Next up, the one that I keep seeing: Shaq, Kobe, and Derek Fisher,
God
or the
no,
Warriors.
Warriors, Warriors.
I mean, I don't know, because Shaq was unstoppable, and Draymond was not stopping Shaq. Um,
3 is
then
more
again, no
important
one
than 2.
stopping. Yeah. I would say then what's the case for not taking them over Magic Kareem then?
Because honestly, I take Magic and Worthy's defense as well, like their defense and size.
Derek Fisher played major roles on those championship teams.
He
They're
did.
really they're really low
That's
key.
fine. That's okay. That's okay. I never considered those Lakers a big 3 though.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
so
take the Warriors.
because of that, I'm going to take
I'm
the
just
Warriors
reading the
because
tweets,
they
man.
never were
Don't shoot
considered the
the
big
messenger.
three.
Yeah.
I don't think. But if you were to go
Yeah, the Lakers
individual
were. It was
top tier
Shaq and
talent,
Kobe. It wasn't Shaq, Kobe, and Derek. That's not what it was.
Derek. All right, moving on. MJ, Pip, and Rodman. That's of course. I was going to throw that one out.
It's the Bulls. Let's move on. It's the Bulls.
Bulls, too easy.
Harden, Kyrie, and KD.
Warriors.
That group did nothing. Warriors.
At Jerry, at their most in sync with one another, that big three was in between the legs, shoot, your turn. That's what it is.
Hey, how I took this thread when I seen it was you throw these three guys out on the court and you play. Well, that's what I was thinking. Take these three guys, go play. We're not talking about the other two guys that's out there. Steph, Clay, and Draymond versus MJ, Pip, or whoever, like whatever big three we're throwing out here. That's all. That's how I took it. Let's see. You know what?
No, I agree. The Warriors' offense is the single greatest piece of offensive engineering that I've seen in NBA history, and it's based around those three.
The last
Uh,
the last one that I have for you
2014
guys
Spurs
that's
were a
been
thing,
fun.
buddy.
Uh that's a fact too. I do love the
They
beautiful
put on
game.
a
That's a real thing.
clinic
I'll give you
that
that.
year.
I'll give you
Speaking
that. No.
speaking of those Spurs, that's the last one on this tweet list that I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's a
read.
good trio.
Duncan,
Yeah,
Ginobili,
that's a good
Parker.
trio. I think I have to pick the Spurs.
I would take the Spurs too.
It has to be the Spurs. It's the beautiful game.
Unanimous, unanimous. All right. Now we're gonna get on to to the fun stuff, to the game side of things. I think this will be fun. I love playing these games with y'all, man. We're gonna play. How many teams did this player play for? And this is a guy that's actually about to get back in the league now. Demarcus Cousins. Can you guys
Shit.
together name all the teams that he played for? And I will give you, let's see, I'll give you another 12 guesses. Episode 12, 12 guesses.
12 guesses for this?
I'll give you 12 guesses.
Kings,
All right, we can rattle them off
Pelicans,
easy.
Lakers, Clippers,
Warriors.
Warriors. Are there any more?
You know what's crazy? He actually never played a single game for the Lakers because he tore his ACL before
That's
the season
correct.
started.
But
He
he
was
was
on the
on that
roster.
team for the whole
He
year.
was on the team. Are
He
we
was on
counting
the
that?
team. I'll count it because I remember it because when I looked it up, I'm like, I thought he played for the
Was someone on the
Lakers.
what was that team on the list?
Technically, no, it's not on the list
Okay.
Kings,
since he never
Pelicans,
suited up.
Clippers,
All right, we get a free guess then. That's a bonus
Clippers,
guess.
Warriors. Oh,
I think he
Rockets,
stayed in
duh.
the West.
Rockets.
Rockets, yeah.
Um,
Uh I'm just trying to picture him in each jersey, weirdly enough.
I'm pretty sure that's
What did you have? So
Kings, Pelicans, Lakers, Rockets, Warriors. That's 5. Lakers is the extra, but we don't count
that's
that.
fine. Right.
Are there more, Jerry?
Oh yeah.
Oh
To be
yeah.
exact, there's two more. There's two more
Two
teams.
more? Okay. I have a feeling him in a Bucks jersey sounds familiar
Yes.
somehow.
Yes. Bucks.
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 Yeah.
Bucks is correct.
Yeah.
Um
Not Minnesota, not Chicago, not
Wizards?
Cleveland.
Tomer?
No, because
I'm kind of
he and
surprised
John
you
Wall.
guys.
No. He and John Wall really wanted to play together. They didn't play on the Wizards. No.
That's what it was. Okay.
Charlotte,
This team that you're
Atlanta.
missing
No.
was probably after he started doing these 1 year stints on teams. This was probably his most productive year with this team.
After, because I was gonna be like, the Pelicans definitely have something to say about you,
No,
Jerry.
after
Um,
after Kings and Lakers, he got hurt. He was bouncing around a bunch of one-year teams.
Oh, Nuggets,
There's
dude.
5
Yeah.
one-year.
Nuggets. Yeah.
Oh, good call. I forgot
Forgot
about
about that.
Denver.
Yeah.
God, that was a good one.
It was the Michael
Good
Malone.
call.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
That he played his best after leaving Golden State. He played his best basketball as a bench player over there in Denver.
Yep.
Good shit, guys. Hey, I told you, man. You guys are good
We
at
were
this shit.
efficient.
Now,
That's why we debate well with each other.
I got 2 more games for you. So we were talking about the Showtime Lakers. We also were talking about assists a lot. Part of the show at the top with Jokic, obviously, in the center game that I played for assist. Now I want to play if you can guess the top 5 point guards who has the highest assist averages.
In their
Averages?
careers?
Averages, not most assists of all time.
Not total, averages.
The average. Yep.
Okay.
I mean, that's Chris Paul. That's
Tomer,
John
I
Stockton.
feel like Walt Frazier's up there.
Oh, Tomer, give me the ones you just rattled off again. I didn't hear you.
Chris Paul and John Stockton are for sure up there.
Okay, they are.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash is probably.
You
up
get
there.
10 guesses for this one. You're getting 10 guesses for this one, not 12
All right,
this
that's
time.
fine. Steve Nash.
Steve Nash is number 10. No.
Okay. Oh,
Kid?
God,
Kid?
I'm an idiot. No, Kid, yeah.
Kid is number
No.
9 on this list. Wrong.
Wow.
Magic.
Averages.
Magic. We're idiots.
Oh,
Magic.
Yes, you are. Magic is number 1. I don't know how you left that out.
Wow.
I'm disappointed that wasn't the first name that came at y'all's mouths, man.
Yeah.
That was what Tomer had. He was like rattling real confident over there, out west.
I got 2 for 2. I went
You got 2
Stockton.
more.
You went 2 for 2. That's true. Stockton and CP and Magic. Do we want to put IT up there, Tomer? Like the original IT?
It's a good guess. I am not confident that he was top 5 in assists per game, but I'm willing to try it.
My 2 guesses would be either IT or.
So we're not
Clyde
going for
Frazier.
longevity at all here. We're just going for peak of their powers.
Averages. Like let me tell you a name. Let me tell you a name that you wouldn't guess is up here. Trae Young is number 6 on this list, just based off of averages.
Oh, then Luka. Bro, Luka has
That's
to
what
be
it is.
top 5.
Luka has to be top 5 as well.
Luka's not on this list at all.
What? The man's averaging 10 assists a game the last 2 years.
My guess is that Luka averages like 8 or 9, something like that.
Probably. I have the top 10 in front of me right now, and Luka's not up here. Luka's 14. Sorry.
So let's just Tomer, let's just think of point guards. We have Clyde, we have IT, we have James Harden.
Wait, before you guess that, the early years were pretty bad, assist wise.
We're talking about averages though, and he averaged a lot in Houston.
Are we going with James Harden?
Let's go with James Harden.
I think we got to go James Harden.
No.
Damn, he's not on the list.
Those first few years killed him, bro. The OKC years killed him.
I guess.
Average wise.
Yeah, he's not even in the top 30. James Harden is 33 on this list.
Okay. Trae Young, Jesus Christ. Where does Trae Young place?
6th.
You have 3 more guesses left. Yes, Trae Young is 6 on this list.
Okay. I really want to put Clyde up there.
Go for it.
No.
Clyde Frazier. Damn it. Really, Nash was that low in averages? I guess he like.
You got to think Nash bounced around a little bit too, right? Dallas wasn't the right
fit. Yeah, that's true.
Left.
That's true. Dallas wasn't quite the right fit. He spent a couple years like under Kid at the very beginning.
In Phoenix, Phoenix.
Rondo won't be there.
Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah, right. He studied under Jason Kidd. That's what happened.
Do we think
And then they
LeBron's
like
on
traded
there
him to Dallas for a mint.
at eight assists
He's
a
not a point
game?
guard.
Is it only
He's
point
not a point
guards?
guard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Luka's not on there at eight assists a game.
Luka's on here. Even everybody's on this list. Highest assist averages. It doesn't even
Oh,
Right.
matter.
That's what
everyone,
I'm saying. Well,
not even position.
no. We're talking about point guards.
No, it's positionless.
Oh,
Everyone.
just players?
Yeah, it's everyone.
Positionless.
Oh, okay. I mean, do we want to put Nikola up on here?
Westbrook.
Oh, Jesus Christ! What about the Big O?
Ooh, that's
So
tough.
who are we saying here? What's the guess?
I like Oscar. I like Oscar.
Oscar. Put up Oscar.
Oscar is correct.
Okay.
I feel like Westbrook's up here too.
And then now
For a while.
we have one more guess. Do we want to put up
Uh,
Westbrook? I was just thinking point guards. My bad.
You literally do have one more guess.
I thought we were just doing point guards. Okay.
So you have CP, you got Stock, you got Magic, and you just got Oscar. You have 4 guys. You have the top
All right,
4
Jerry.
actually.
Jerry, can you give us like whether or not this person is a point guard or not?
You can ask one question for this, yes.
Okay. Is this person a point guard?
Yes, he is a point guard.
Okay.
bro,
Right. Why are we even
pretty
worrying
sure,
then?
I'm pretty sure it's Russ.
I'm down to guess Russ.
Because
Russ.
like he had so many good. Let's just go Russ.
Russ is 11th. You should have went with Zeke because he was number 5. You had it right.
Isaiah Thomas? What?
Averages.
How much did he average?
I wouldn't.
IT
Yeah.
averaged
19
9.26.
and 10. Okay, 9.26. Okay. Damn it! We should have gone with IT.
Dude, that's the second
For the
time.
sake of time, we'll save the last game for later. Let's go through the all-time draft.
All right. My team that I am picking for our all-time draft is the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, and I have the number 1 overall pick.
Tomer has the number 1 overall pick. Jerry has the second pick.
All right.
Tomer, you know who you're picking.
I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anyone before I pick him.
Dog, do not overthink this.
This has to be a speed round. We gotta blitz through.
I'll take Isaiah Thomas, number 1 overall.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take Isaiah Thomas.
I'm gonna take Grant Hill.
Damn it! Jerry. Oh, that makes me mad. Ooh. Okay. All right. Give me Joe Dumars. Give me Joe Dumars, and you know what? I will take Chauncey.
Oh, that's big.
Joe Dumars and Chauncey.
So he has his back.
Joe and Chauncey.
If I can't have. Oh, you took Grant Hill. Damn it. That's a good pick.
I'll take. Damn, that's tough. Oh, I have like 2 names. Oh my goodness. Fuck it. I'm gonna do Rip Hamilton. I'll do Rip Hamilton.
All right, no, that's a good pick.
You're a piece of crap. They're Dumars and Rip gone. Okay. I'm going to go with the multi-time defensive player of the year. I'm going to go with Ben Wallace for 1.
That's okay. Okay.
We're going strictly off Pistons tenure. What is oh wow, his name is gone. Oh my god, what's his name? What is the big man's name? What's his name? From the 90s.
We're saving that for our pick.
Come on.
What the hell are you talking about? From the 90s? From the 90s.
I know who you're talking about. Just say it.
I don't know his name.
From
I
the
forgot his name.
90s?
It's
From the
it's
90s?
Lambeer. It's
Bill
Lambeer, bro.
Laimbeer.
Just
I'll
say it.
take him.
Go ahead.
I'll take him.
First of all, he's from
There
the
you go.
80s.
Thank
I
you.
don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah,
Didn't he win a
technically,
title
yeah.
in the 90?
Uh,
90? 91?
Why did you give him Bill Laimbeer, Jerry?
we have to go. This is a time crunch, okay? I am going to go with Rasheed Wallace.
Ooh, good pick. Good pick. Give me Dennis Rodman.
Oh, even better. Shit.
And then
Go on.
after Dennis Rodman, the only center that I have left to take is Bob Lanier.
Okay. You
70s
know,
players, baby.
I'm gonna go a little untraditional. Grant's gonna run my point for me since he's the playmaker anyway. I'm gonna take
Oh,
Tayshaun Prince.
you
Tayshaun
are
Prince
a
will be my pick.
piece of.
Good call. I like that pick.
Uh, so we have 1, 3. I don't know any other Pistons.
Tayshaun Prince. Good call.
Hey, yep, AI man, Detroit days, baby.
Bro, you might as well tell me to take Rodney Stuckey at this point. What? I'm just gonna take some trash player because I don't remember anyone. This is frustrating.
Damn it. I'm really mad. I'm you know what? I'm happy you're struggling because I wanted Bill Laimbeer really bad. I thought y'all were going to sleep on him.
No,
Oh no,
I would have took him if he didn't.
I was gonna go with the Twin Towers, but I just couldn't. Oh my god.
That's okay. I have my own Twin Towers. Rodman and Lanier. Y'all are in trouble.
That's a good one.
I already have my backcourt set too. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. I'm gonna take Chris Webber. I don't know. I'm gonna go with a tall lineup. I don't know, bro.
He just took Detroit.
I don't remember anyone else, bro. I'm telling you, I don't remember anyone else.
Woo, you know what? Hey, so man, I'm gonna make you feel kind of ridiculous because even this player's prime was technically in Detroit. Give me Andre Drummond rebounding and shot blocking dynamo in
That's
Detroit.
good center.
I'll take
First of
Andre
all,
Drummond for my shot.
I have back-to-back picks. I don't know why you thought you were next.
Hey, you did give me. Hey, Jerry, you gave him a name. Although he can't take a center now.
You don't need
I might
one.
just go all tall lineup at this point. Like,
You just want to be a dick.
I mean, I wasn't done. I don't know what made you think I was done, but I wasn't done.
Hey, look, I have one more. I have 2 more names in my repertoire. If you want to take Andre, okay, I get it.
So
I got a couple names.
I have. I need a shooting guard essentially. I have Isaiah. Chris Webber's my small forward.
Jesus.
I'm gonna go. I don't remember if he was good here. I'm gonna go Jerry Stackhouse. I don't know.
That's a good one. Jerry Stackhouse was
Oh,
no.
Jerry Stackhouse. Good call. Good memory.
Yeah.
See, I
I
kind of
like
thought you were gonna. Oh, never mind. Julian still has to go. Give me Andre Drummond. You know what mine is. Give me Andre. Keep it moving.
Ooh. Okay. Would you guys allow me to have a triple backcourt? Although I feel like outside of Rodman and Lanier, you know
I
what?
went.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
do
gonna
it.
keep. I'm no. I'm gonna pick someone who had a couple of really prime years in Detroit. Give me Blake Griffin.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
He was an all-star in Detroit. Shut up, Tomer.
You can have him.
It was. By the way, the name that we're all forgetting. By the way, Dave Bing.
Dave Bing. I thought about Dave Bing, but I also thought about getting Vinnie Johnson because I'm surprised nobody said that.
The microwave. Yeah.
did Terry
Or
play
even
in
But
Detroit?
Adrian Daly.
I forgot about Adrian Dantley. No, I just wanted a bigger lineup because if I took Dave Bing, I'd have like 3 players under like 6'4", and I couldn't have that.
Yo, hold on. Let me see how
You
bad
have to
Chris
take
Webber was in Detroit. Hold on. Let me check.
Blake Griffin was like 28-6. That's
Yo,
not.
He was solid.
this man played
Tight as hell.
1/2 year in Detroit and was garbage.
All right, go through our
I couldn't
rosters.
remember everyone else, bro.
Come here. You had the first pick and squandered it
Rookie.
on Chris Webber.
All right, so I went
Chris
Isaiah
Webber.
Thomas. I went Isaiah Thomas.
He said Chris Webber.
I don't remember anyone. At least I don't remember anyone.
He
He
said
took
Chris
Tayshaun
Webber.
Prince from me. I went Isaiah Thomas on my 1, Jerry Stackhouse. Going with a big lineup here. So Chris Webber as my 3, Ben Wallace as my 4, and Bill Laimbeer as my 5.
He said 2007 Chris Webber. I
All
remember
right.
that year.
I know
Oh,
he just wanted to go back to his home like city state, man. It was like, whatever.
He wanted to put on
All
the
right.
black sneakers again.
Okay. For my lineup, I have Grant Hill running my 1. We have Rip Hamilton at the 2, Tayshaun Prince at the 3, Rasheed at the 4, and Andre Drummond at the 5. Pretty
Honestly,
tough.
Jerry, I
Pretty
like your team. I think that you're big. Andre Drummond would get swallowed up by both of ours. But your point guard is going to be. I don't know, man. Okay, so I have Chauncey and I I have a championship winner in Chauncey Billups passing off to Joe Dumars. I have my boards taken care of with Dennis Rodman and Bob Lanier. Jesus Christ.
excuse me?
Um, I got it mixed up with Bill Lambier. Shut up. And then I have Blake Griffin as the secondary scoring option, as the biggest 3 that ever threed.
Chris Webber.
He said Chris Webber. That's been Disney. I got next podcast. We'll see you next week.
Everybody have a good night.